My name's Larry Whittaker. I've been working on these disaster songs for a while. And then I wrote 3 more yesterday. And so this first one's called the Gallows Point Mine Disaster. And it is a mine accident that happened off of Nanaimo on Vancouver Island, where 16 men died when the elevator cable broke. It's called Gallows Point Mine Disaster. In the early morning light, lunch buckets held so tight, walking that final stretch to work. Inside you will find a sandwich of every kind, made with love just before dawn. They all formed a line, 16 at a time, waiting for their turn to go down. Overalls and shirts blackened by the work, hard hat and a little light to see. Imagine what they found 35 stories down, sitting at the bottom of the mine. 16 men died, all their wives cried, when the cable broke at the Gallows Point mine. 1918, such a sight had not been seen. Cave-ins and explosions were the fear. Cable giving way that cold September day, last thing on any of miners' minds. 6 cars went down in the dark underground. 7 was the last to descend. It made its way when the cable began to fray. The miners said their last goodbye. Imagine what they found 35 stories down, lying at the bottom of the mine. 16 men died, and all their wives cried. The cable broke at the Gallows Point mine. Salt ate its way through the cable day by day, cutting through one strand at a time. It only took 3 years for the danger to appear. By then the fate of the miners was to die. Oh, some might claim there was no one to blame, but I would wholly disagree. 16 men gave their lives, and so did their wives, to the New Vancouver Coal Company. Imagine what they found 35 stories down, sitting at the bottom of the mine. 16 men died, all their wives cried, when the cable broke at the Gallows Point mine. When the cable broke at the Gallows Point mine. The next one is happened in my hometown of Victoria, British Columbia in 1896. Queen Victoria's birthday. And the trolley car was going over the Point Ellis Bridge. and the bridge gave way and plunged into the water, and 55 people died. And quite the spectacle, I'm sure. Sunny day in 1896, packed in like sardines on the way to Old Vic West. What a ride, oh what a ride. There were men in old top hats, others there were just a little too fat. What a ride, oh what a ride. The trolley, oh good golly, what a ride. I'm gonna die. There were women with birds pinned to their heads, been better off with life preservers pinned there instead. What a ride, oh what a ride. Say this sincerely and not as a joke, don't go swimming in your old petticoat. What a ride, oh what a ride. The trolley, oh good golly, what a ride. I'm gonna die. This was on the Queen's birthday. Everyone was on to a big party. What a ride, oh what a ride. Conductor was a big nitwit, selling tickets to people that wouldn't fit. What a ride, oh what a ride. The trolley, oh good golly, what a ride. I'm gonna die. Bridge collapsed into the salt chuck. 55 people died and that ain't good luck. What a ride, what a ride. Consolidated Electric Rail Company, they went belly up and into bankruptcy. What a ride, what a ride. The trolley, oh good golly, what a ride. I'm gonna die. The trolley, oh good golly, what a ride. I'm gonna die. So the next one is the Ballad of John Lawrence Price, and he was the last Canadian to die in World War I. And him and his 5 buddies decided that, 6 buddies, to do a little reconnaissance across the canal of the Germans who had kind of set up. And this was on the same day as the armistice was to begin, so he ended up dying at 10:58, and the armistice began at 11 a.m. and the war was over. And if he had used his noggin and not decided he was in charge, he probably would have lived. It's called The Ballad of George Lawrence Price. Here is the story of George Lawrence Price, last man to die on the Canadian side. Came from Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan, stripped dead to fight in World War I. He'd been in the army just over a year, fighting the Germans from there to here. He was a private, a gallant one too, when he came to thinking he's lacking a few. naming his pal Art Good Murphy, convinced 5 others to patrol early, took it upon their own accord, across the canal, Germans be warned. They thought the Germans were digging in, ready to slaughter the Canadians. Little did they know that 11 a.m. yards when the armistice was to begin. When they got to that Belgian town, Germans were ready to cut them down. When they outflanked them both left and right, Germans retreated, unwilling to fight. Germans made their hasty retreat, snipers' bullets on pointed me. It was 11:58 when he died, 2 minutes short of war's demise. Here is a story of George Lawrence Price, last man to die on the Canadian side. Came from Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan, conscripted to fight World War I. Conscripted to fight in World War I. I think that does it.